Welcome back, everyone. We're back for the Grand Prix, the restart. We're going to have 31 laps, but that officially was a red flag. So we're going to go with the grid at the end of lap 1, at the start of lap 2, the very start when Stinos crossed the line. That is where we are going to set the grid. So welcome back. It was a bit of a glitch lobby, so we've done a restart, new host, and we're prepared to get underway with our 19 drivers. Once again, no formation lap, free tyre choice. I think it's got even more exciting though.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
And we officially now know there is going to be rain at the very end of this race. So we're going to get a majority dry and then carnage at the end, potentially, Lee. So it's going to be a good Singapore Grand Prix, I think, with these still 31 laps, or technically 32 actually now, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
And we've got the wrong... Sorry guys, give me a second.
Yeah, it's cool though. But let's see, as I got the time has ticked down to 0 here as we are about to get underway. Pardon me.
So it looks like we're going to have a light Singapore Grand Prix for a change. A little bit annoyed about that, and we're now away. There was no formation lap, so we're set to go. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there, and Stinios gets a really good start, and Tay Pasta and Leclerc are fighting tooth and nail there now through turn 5. Yellow flag and a retirement already. Phoenix is now out of this race. Virtual safety car is once again deployed.
Sorry, my earpiece keeps crackling now. They
Sorry.
had a yellow flag already. That's after all the hullabaloo just there. It's a wee bit of a delay. This will give drivers a chance of a semi formation lap, I would say. Enough to get their tyres heated up a little bit better. So let's see if there is any driver changes at the moment. There is Freedom got up 1 place on Dark Stomper. Iggy Gumbo is up 2 places. H. Bosworth is up 1. Amagunner is down 3. Big Beer is up 1. Boosted is down 1. Bugs Bunny is back down into 18th. Back picking for extra rounders, managed to get the jump on him.
As you're seeing these drivers coming under the grandstand now and into the final a few corners, and Freedom is right on the gearbox of Stinos. He's I think he's got a bit of a grudge against that McLaren driver tonight. His full time seat, and obviously that carnage from last night for Freedom at the end. He really wasn't happy with that, running out of some sort of fluid, Lee, at the end of the race, and I think there might be a bit of a grudge match about to incur between the two of them. But I've got a feeling, Lee, that all of these drivers in the top 7 are going to be very, very close together on pace, would be my guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, at the end of the day yesterday, he was a lot. Freedom was quicker, but unfortunately he was just a wee bit aggressive and wasn't managing his, we'll say, liquid as well as Stimulus. So yeah, it's just one of these things. With the no refueling now, it's one of these things that you've got to do, and then plus on top of that you can't change your fuel, so you've just got to go sector two
Iggy
yellow.
is round, got boosted going past, and Bugs Bunny's going to look to the inside at the hairpin at the Anderson Bridge, gets that move done, goes up to 16th and now moves up to 15th with boosting, making a horrible exit, and really did not boost out of that hairpin, and is now falling down 2 positions. He looks to the inside on Iggy Combo, but wasn't able to get anything with that dummy there. You were saying it.
Yeah, looking at the top 5, I would say they're really starting to pull away from the rest of the grid at this moment. Taypaster, Apex, Finlay, Darkstomper, Freedom and Stinos. I mean, it's a 2-second gap between 5th and 6th at the moment.
We're seeing a 3-way fight, Lee, for 8th place at the moment. A 4-way fight for 8th place. It really seems like Just Gaming is the cork in the bottle. Keep an eye on those delta times at the front of the field. But this looks like the closest battle, with DRS now enabled on lap 3, and he looks to the outside, does Anthony, at turn 7. Just Gaming is still on the inside. They're still side by side, and on the inside is Anthony for turn 8, and just shuts the door nicely there, Lee, and takes that 8th place. Oh, and H. Bosworth goes into the back, and there's more instance there. Rabbi goes into the back of H. Bosworth, loses a position there, and he misjudged his braking there. And when he goes off straight on, and he's not having a good race. Got Bugs Bunny coming round now, and he's got to be careful about where he places his car. His teammate is coming through now.
He's going to have a difficult time getting around this hairpin with damaged front wing.
Oh, sorry, Lee. There's Rabbi scraping the wall in Sector 2. Apex is round. The championship leader is in the wall. This could be a problem, as the drivers need to be careful when they go through here. There is a yellow flag deployed, and they're not slowing down. Oh, he's just going to fall right down the field. Oh, it's not good.
Oh.
And 3-second time penalty, just making sure that Apex gets away cleanly. I'm not even sure if he got any damage, Lee. It doesn't look like there's any visible damage anyway, and 2 drivers are in the pits, Just Gaming and Dr. Wolfang. I think they must have had some sort of a collision, and I'm going to see H. Bosworth coming as well, and that's really going to damage Apex. This championship has been to-ing and fro-ing, as we see Leclerc getting close to the back of that Alpine of Taypaster. Another yellow flag, Lee.
In Sector 3, that'll be
Apex.
Yeah, Apex seems to be going quite slow there. Not sure why.
Yeah, I'm not too sure myself either. Just keep an eye on that one. There is still some close racing going on, and there is certainly some close racing. Bugs Bunny gets through on Amir Guna, and the Aston Martins are now working as a bit of a team here, Lee, I'd say, and trying to gain some positions. And Big Weir has certainly gained a huge amount of positions along with Bugs Bunny, moving up into the points now, only on lap 4.
Yeah, he's done well to come back and get up to where he originally qualified, actually. So that's good. Oh, as you see, Amagunner just skiffed the wall there just before the bridge. The grandstand, sorry. Sorry, I'm not the best at this track.
It's alright. Who are you with, sorry, Lee?
I was with Amagunner there.
Oh, there might be a fight for the lead here. Lee Freedom is bearing down. There's a yellow flag with a Haas.
Boosted.
Boosted his round. Needs to be extra careful getting started, not to clamp that wall. As we're still seeing the top 2 very, very close together. And there's certainly some close battles happening on track. And there's another one here with Big Weir and Rabbi. And Big Weir gets through into turn 7. And boosted is... Oh, and Just Gaming is round at the final corner, Lee, and he's been struggling with that in practice as well. and you can get going again. ESports was just coming round the final corner. They might be challenging for a bit of an overtake on him. Keep an eye on the top two though, Lee. 5/10 separate them.
Yeah, I'm on board with them now. Not expecting to see any overtakes until at least the start-finish straight, or, well, basically sector 1.
See them come round the final two.
Yeah, I'm seeing Leclerc is still right on the back of Pastor. Still within that second gap, so you'll be able to get the DRS and hopefully catch up and get that 4th place.
The gap is opening up between Stinios and Freedom. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens with the Alpine and the Red Bull. He's gone defensive. Pastor is still able to keep that 4th place. It's a good point for Pastor at the moment. And these two have said right at the top of the stand. He's clipping the wall there. Is Pastor. Not sure if he got any damage from that. It was just a little brush, a kiss of that outside wall. The Alpha Tauris are fighting side by side there. It looks like there was a move done. There's another driver off. Trunders is round, and Just Gaming is coming around the final corner. Trunders is coming in. I got a feeling he's gonna go out of this race. A very dangerous move he did there. So you see him out of this race now. So we're now down to 17 drivers on lap 6. We've lost 2 already in this race. 1.7 seconds is now the gap between the top 2, and Stinos has certainly made a bit of a margin there for himself against Freedom, and that's exactly what you want round here. So we're seeing a 7/10 margin between 4th and 5th. Go on.
Watching the gap between Bugs Bunny and Rabbi. Bugs Bunny is managing to keep that gap quite close, and he's within 1/3 of a second. So I'm expecting. Both of them did go a wee bit wide at turn 1, trying to take as much apex out of 2 as possible. And you know what, I think that's the reason how I'm not a fan of racing on this track, but commentating on it is always quite fun.
Bugs Bunny's
going
might be a fan
inside.
of racing at this track as he goes to the inside. What a move from the Aston Martin driver. Those two are really fighting tooth and nail for that 9th place, and he's now within striking distance of his teammate again. They are 9th and 10th, and he's right on the back of Anthony. Leclerc still on that rear wing of the Alpine, and he's not letting up at all, but Pastor clearly holding up a very good defence at the moment.
Yeah, he's managing to keep that gap nice and steady, but the thing is, you're going to have to, as well, we do know that rain is inbound, so will the mediums last, or will they simply die out before it and he has to do 2 stops? Same with Leclerc as well. Well, all the front runners really. That's the question.
That is the definite question. These front 3 though, they've got very similar gaps, so I think these front 3 have got very, very similar pace, so it might come down to the strategies. In a few laps time we might see some movement in the pits as Tay is trying to break the toe from Leclerc there a little bit, and he's just still not got enough in his pocket, and there's a Ferrari round. I got a feeling that's Just Gaming again. He's really struggling around Singapore. It's really one of the tracks that I most certainly love. I love the challenge of Singapore. I love the challenge of Monaco, but I think that's just a bit ridiculous As
You just like being tortured. I mean, Monaco is like hell. It's just too hard at times. Trying to set a car up right and everything, and just not hit the wall. I'm not a fan of it, really.
There's a three-way fight now, Lee, for 6th place. As we're seeing Anthony and Big Weir, and they've both got DRS, so I think Big Weir is going to struggle to get any sort of overtake.
I mean, we'll be able to catch up to, both of them will be able to catch up to King David at the very least. So, that's probably the only plus you can get from it. I mean, at these times, you've got to sort of look on the brighter side, you know. The driver in front might have DRS, but the driver in front of him doesn't.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag.
Boosted, I think, as we see the Alpha Tauri still sticking quite close together. I don't really like saying it, Lee, but I think in a few laps we might want a safety car just to spice up this race, as we've still got quite a few drivers, and we've only got 2. Still a nice healthy number of 17, and I might have spoke too soon. I think Justin's just really struggling with this. I apologise, actually, I don't think that was Justin, that yellow flag, or was it? No, it wasn't. Who was that? It was H. Bosworth. I do apologise, Justin. It was an Alfa Romeo and not a Ferrari. Big Weir gets a 3-second time penalty as they all concertina up into turn 8. And around turn 9 they come now. Great helicopter shot. We're getting us a 3, but only for a moment as we get back to these side cameras once again, and they're coming through towards the Anderson Bridge round 9, 10, and now the hairpin of turn 11. Ami Aguna is in the pits. He's really struggling in this race as a championship leader from a few races ago. We're going to see a move now from Big Weir. No, just too far back. He's getting that DRS off of King David, and that's going to be the problem, I think, Lee. It's going to be a bit of a DRS train for those 3.
Yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate when stuff like that happens. I mean, you're just not able to get the car in front, and the car in front of you is defending from you while also trying to attack at the same time. So it's just one of these things really that happens, but I think next year they're going to be doing away with DRS, aren't they?
No, still here.
Is it still going to be here?
Yeah.
Ah, right. I thought it was...
I think they're doing it for a year, just to see what it's like. I presume they might do like what Sprint, they might have a couple of races where they don't have it.
Oh!
Oh, well, Anthony is rounding into the wall. There was an overtake there, I just caught that. Talking about DRS, got to be nice and careful. He's got a nice gap now. He just clobbered the wall on the rear tyre, but I think he'll get away with that. He's still in the points. Oh, see, Iggy's still struggling. He gets a big kick of oversteer through turn 3. That Alfa Romeo is ready. He's not got on top of that car in this race, and maybe has not got the right setup on. And some drivers did ready up very quick. I do apologise for not seeing the restart of this race. I kind of forgot we didn't have a formation lap for a second. King David now under pressure from Big Weir as they come round the Anderson Bridge. Great shot there from the rear of the cars. Talking about great shots, Lee. Remember to get some good shots in this race. Brilliant. King David, as I said, is in 6th place, and no DRS for him, of course, so he may be a little bit vulnerable. I got a feeling, Lee, that Big Weir may be able to make up some of that 15-second deficit, but unlikely to make it all up. But he has definitely got some pace here at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was focused on something else. Did you say Big Weir?
Yeah, he's got a 15-second gap after he passes King David to catch up to Leclerc. I'm not sure if he'll make that up, but you
it's
never
possible.
know.
I mean, I've seen more unlikely things happen.
As they come through. Yeah, I'm just watching the big rear King David battle unfold, Lee, as there's only 3/10 that separate them, and I'm sure King David's going to have to defend around Raffles Boulevard, but maybe not. There might be a safety car that's going to be deployed. Safety car deployed.
Oh, this spices things up.
Rabbi is out, so one of the 2 reserves is out. We're down to 16 now in this race. No worries. And if Boosted is watching, make sure you do, listening, make sure you do another lap before you pit, and then you're at the run lap yourself, buddy. If any drivers are listening that are lap, make sure you do that and just do an extra lap before you pit, and I think you'll be alright. We're just going to see what these front runners can do. Lee will be back in a few moments time, I'm sure. So I imagine King David is not going to pit on those hard tyres. He's going to carry on. Wolfang has pitted and is able to pass the safety car, and then we're going to have a bit of a wait for these drivers to catch up to the back of the grid, I'm guessing.
And back. So we're seeing quite a few drivers. Oh, 5-second penalty for Clerk there. For a collision with Tay Pasta.
That is unlucky. Something happened to Amir Guna as well. So Freedom now takes the lead of this race as he hasn't pitted. I'm just looking at these drivers towards the back. I think Boosted is certainly and firmly lapped now. I did say for him to do an extra lap, but I think it's a little bit too late for that. I think he's a bit too far behind. Disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. Amir Guna is out, and I'm not too sure what happened, but he's certainly disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. What is going on, guys?
That's okay. No idea what happened there, to be honest. It's I think everybody's just kind of getting caught up and just wanting this race to hurry up and get back on
I
the
think
place.
some of the lapped cars tried to unlap themselves by passing the safety car, but as I tried the other week, you're unable to do that, unfortunately. Which is an issue with this game. It needs to be able to let the lapped cars unlap themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the last game allowed you to do that. The last one, I'm sure, let you unlap yourself. I mean, not all the time, but at least most of the time it did. Which is a bit of a weird one, to be honest, to say the least. So let's have a wee quick rundown of the order at the moment. We've got Freedom in first. We've got Stinos. Oh no, Freedom is coming into the pits. So Freedom's in. What? No. That is absolute. That's not right. So as he was coming into the pits, he gets disqualified for coming into the pits and overtaking the safety car when he was in the pit in entry. That's a bit confusing. So
What do we do, Lee? Do we do a 25% red flag restart?
I don't know. It's up to you.
What do you think?
I'm not fussed either way.
I think it's quite unfair on a lot of these drivers. Because we're down to 13 now. At the start of the safety car league we had 16. 16, yeah. One sec, guys. We're just going to make a quick decision on this. I think we're just going to stick with it, Lee. I think.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of time, unfortunately, guys. As we've already done one restart, we're going to just stick with this. Unfortunately, it is a shame. It is Codemasters. They do just really need to sort their game out. In all honesty.
Yeah, it's at this point it's pretty pathetic, to be honest. I mean, they're a high up, like they're up there, and they could do better. But it's just every year with this. This one's just too much content in it, I would say. And that's what I've noticed about a lot of games recently. Too much in them, too many bugs.
Yeah, they do need to sort it out. I'm sort of going to give them to the end of season 1, I think, and that's literally giving them like 5 months to at least sort out a major of the big problems. I know they've got updates they're doing for tracks and things, but it's not perfect.
Far from. So let's see. Yep, everyone's caught up, so the safety car will be in this lap. And as we've seen probably just recently, it's a green safety car.
Yeah, it is the Aston Martin. We do talk about safety cars in the last podcast, actually, and Steve, the Tuesday night commentator, co-commentator with Justin tomorrow, is wanting a Lamborghini safety car. Apparently, he thinks potentially Lamborghini might come into F1 when Volkswagen might come in and 2025, and he's hoping that they'll use the Lamborghini brand, which I think does make sense, Lee.
It does, yeah, but then it's going to sound
Ferrari.
better, it's going to sound better than F1 cars.
Yeah, probably.
But as you see, the safety car is in this lap, and we will be getting ready to get underway in just a few moments' time, with only 16 laps remaining when these guys cross the line.
Would you give Justin an invite? He's going to come and join us for the rest of the race.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're just going to get underway. You will hear Justin's beautiful voice in a few moments' time. We'll get to see what happened from his perspective. I just don't think we can overtake the safety car anymore in these games. We're just seeing Stinios lining up the grid. We have lost one of the front runners in this race, and we're going to see Stinios get underway in a few moments' time. It's all on him to start this race, and he goes now. And as Lee has invited Justin to the session, we are away, and the Alpine is in second. There is a bit of a gap, a train going around the circuit at the moment, everyone weaving left and right there, and Leclerc is in third place. The Aston Martins have moved up significantly. Of course, we're still going to get some rain in this race, and we have lost 3 drivers that we weren't expecting to, unfortunately, due to the game, but due to the timings of the late evening now for us, and just not enough time to do another restart. Battles between the Alpha Tauris. Apex goes through boosted, letting every driver go by, and I think Apex was a little bit of a optimist there with that lunge. 7/10 separate the top 2 as Tay going to try and take the lead in this race. Stenios could have a 100% win record at the end of this race, Lee, with winning yesterday and today.
But then again, remember, everything could all change in the last half of the race.
Or last quarter even, these were halfway through the race now, and Apex moves up to 9th and overtakes Iggy Combo, and Just Gaming has now entered the commentary box. We'll just talk to him in a few seconds. We'll wait till these drivers go down their start finish. We've got Bugs and Big Rear very, very close together, both Aston Martins neck and neck at the moment as they come around the final few corners. We'll just wait to see if there's any moves into turn 1. And Justin, were you a naughty boy in overtaking that safety car?
Basically, me and Amaguner were left by Freedom.
Yeah.
And usually you will be allowed to overtake the safety car if you're left.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't let you do it in the game.
Yellow and sector 2.
Yeah, no one there. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't usually let you. And always Leclerc going for a move on Tay Pasta there. They've been fighting all race. Tay goes wide and he looks to the inside, but he's not going to make a foolish lunge like that. 3-second penalty for Anthony. I have to say, Justin, the two Aston Martins have impressed me so far, coming all the way from last in 19th, and I think it was 16th for Big Weir.
They've definitely impressed me as well. You should hear them with their comms on, actually, because Big Bear, especially him, he has been fighting completely in this race. When he got that 5 grid penalty during the qualifying, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna take this on the chin. I'm gonna finish this race." And you know what? Kudos to him because he deserves a really good outcome in this race.
Yeah.
There's 2 tenths separate. Sorry, 2 tenths separating second and third, and Dark Stomper's getting in that battle as well.
Yeah, but right now, technically speaking, Dark Stomper is ahead of both of them as Leclerc and they passed it, both have 5-second penalties here. So the next time they pit,
And Leclerc goes to the inside at turn 1 and gets the move done, and moves up into second place. Sorry for cutting you off, guys.
no worries. That was the beautiful move from the Red Bull. Amazing stuff from Leclerc.
Is Dark Stomper going to have a pop as well, or is Tay going to try and fight back? I feel like the gloves are off into turn 7. Now Dark Stomper, there's a lot of weaving on this back straight. Tay looks to the inside, then that was a bit of a late move back, Lee. Oh, side-by-side action.
King David.
Round the outside at turn 7, and now his teammate Bugs is going to have a go as well round the outside. It's symmetry. It was almost poetry from the Aston Martin drivers there, but nothing was to be done for Bugs, and he now loses some time with his against his Aston Martin teammate there. He now moves up into 5th place, and I'm thinking that he could be driver's driver of the day so far, Big Weir. Oh! Contact! King David is out. That was a big collision. Just saw the end of that, and he goes straight on into the wall. Safety car deployed again. Let's hope we don't have any controversy like we did last safety car.
Yeah, he went in a bit too early to turn right after the bridge, and he just hit the wall, unfortunately. I was on board with Bugs Bunny when it happened, so...
Rain is falling! Rain is falling! It is coming down on lap 17. And what are these drivers going to do now when Stinos goes into the pits, and Leclerc has stayed out? Tay Pasta has dropped into the pits as well as Dark Stomper. Big Weir has stayed out. Right, guys.
It's kind of interesting though, because usually in this type of situation, when the rain starts coming in, of course right now the slicks are still the better tires, but
everyone's going on the inters. Yeah.
The only thing is, no one can anticipate how long this safety car will stay out for. So, especially with the cars going as slowly as they can, those slicks are going to be super, super cold with the cold weather, of course. So, if I was Big Bear or Leclerc, I would have just gone straight in for the inters, but I just know that right after the safety car, they're going to have a huge advantage. So they're going to have to try and get some sort of gap to the drivers in the inters, and the person leading the inters is the McLaren Stenos. First one to come out of the pits on those inters, just trying to get used to the new setup, basically.
But these guys need this rain to come down, because I know we're going to have a couple of laps of the safety car, but if it stayed like this, I would probably say the drives might be a bit faster. It does look like it's not coming down very hard, but is the rain settling on the ground, or is it just not heavy enough yet?
It's definitely not heavy yet. It's just coming in, but they better hope that the safety car comes in either this lap or the next one, because if it stays out any longer, those inters are going to be having a huge advantage.
It is getting heavier though. I could just see it watching boosted screen.
Oh, Big Weir is almost round there, yeah. So it's definitely into weather now. So Stinos pulled a blinder there, and fortunately for him, fortunately for Dark Stomper, he was just behind Stinos, who was able to make that call in the rain. That's very quick. It doesn't even look like it's raining that much. It almost looks like a... is it just me, or does some corners look like it's almost a lake?
Starting to see it weighing. Yeah, I'm starting to see it weighing like, oh yeah. Like
yeah, these top four made a big mistake and they're going to fall down. I think Big Weir is going to be kicking himself for that.
It's just one of these things that happen sometimes in racing, but now it's time for him to take those gloves off again.
Oh, Tay spun. He's now falling to the back.
And that actually gives HBO the position there.
H. Bosworth.
H. Bosworth, sorry about that.
I'm sorry?
I just saw the first three. It's just like the TV channel, actually.
HBO, yeah, I can see why you thought that.
But like, you can already see it now. Look how much of a change just 2 laps of this safety car does.
Is it going to go to wets? Are these
don't
drivers
think
gonna...
so.
Oh, I'm not...
I think so.
I think so as well. I think this could already be wet. I think we might see all these drivers come in before the safety car ends. Or as the safety car ends, potentially.
It's not heavy enough yet. I would give it maybe 3 laps maybe. I think they're going to do like 1 lap and then it's going to be time to jump in for the wets.
But is it going to be, especially for people at the back like Leclerc or Wolf or Big Weir who've made a mistake to go in on those wets at the end of the safety car? They've got nothing to lose. If it might be wet in a couple of laps. But at the moment,
only time will tell at this point.
Yeah,
only time will tell at this point.
At the moment though, you're seeing all green walled tyres, those intermediate tyres, and they literally do what they say on the tin. They are the intermediate between those softs and the wets. We're on lap 19. We're going to get underway again on lap 20 with 12 drivers. 11 on the main lap on lap 19 and boosted a lap down, and at the back of the field as well. Actually no, only Anthony is ahead of him, and I honestly think, guys, this is wet. Look at the spray.
The spray is a lot. There is a lot of spray, but I just wonder how long is this rain actually going to stay out for? Because
the rest of the race, I think.
Oh, hold on. You might be right here. It might be the wets because Stenos is struggling for grip.
Yeah, I think these drivers are all going to come in now for wet tyres, and the safety car is in. There's not going to be any penalties, and I think that's what Stinius is going to do. He's going to have to bail in late now. No, he's going to stay out. Is any drivers going to come in onto the wet tyres? No.
No one.
No one. It did look wet. So Tay Pasta has been hit into the wall there. There's been a bit of carnage. I think some drivers started to go a little bit early there, potentially. As Tay makes an opportunistic move, and He's sort of barging his way through there. Very unsportsmanlike from the Monday champion. As he... Or as they go side by side now, him and Dr. Wolfgang. And Tay needs to be careful there because he was being a bit aggressive. And no, Anthony has been hit there, and Dr. Wolfgang, I'm not sure what was going on there, guys. I don't know if anyone else caught that.
It was like a three-way battle between the three of them, and it just wasn't going to go anywhere.
It's wet. It's wet, guys.
It has to be, yeah. Oh yeah, the heavy rain is coming in hard now, and as you can see, with some of these drivers, some of them are actually staying on the high gears just to control that wheel spin with this amount of rain. But anything can change at this point. I think whoever changes to the wets is gonna have the best opportunity. But of course, everyone, I won't doubt that everyone is just continuously on the radio asking Jeff, even though he is very unreliable, to see what tire set is the best set right now.
Yeah, he never tells you what you want to hear, to be honest, most of the time.
No, he certainly doesn't. We've definitely had some action, and it's got to be wet. These drivers look like they're struggling. No, they're not coming in. This is amazing me, to be honest. It looks wet conditions to me.
Well, I'm gonna quickly check to see.
I think it might.
Stinos.
I think it might just be on like far end of it, of the intermediate tires.
I'm about to agree with you there, Lee.
I think
Just sorry, I just saw a caution in sector 3. Oh, 2 people are pitting. They might be going for the wets.
Yeah, let's see.
Another set of intermediates.
A front wing change, another set of intermediates. Got Anthony in as well, obviously happened to have that front wing change. Still getting points, so it's worth him staying in the race. Says we're getting comments but with no viewer. How strange. And intermediates as well, so maybe we're a bit wrong about this. Maybe it just looks wetter than it actually is potentially.
Yeah, but the thing is, it will definitely change later on. And Wolfgang is still in this race. He is going to come into the pits right now. Let's see if he's going to be the one that's going to take a gamble and go with the wets.
I think he's retiring.
He might be, especially with how close, how slow he is. Yep. Most likely, he just got a 10-second time penalty.
Always, yeah, Dr. Wolfgang does retire from this race, and it was a shame because there's still 10 laps left. Could have had another safety car in this race. He's only just out of the points. As Bugs Bunny is right on the back now of Dark Stomper, and he certainly had a great race from crashing out in the first one with the red flag side-by-side action for the two of them out of the final corner, and he gets a great line. Does Bugs Bunny? He looks like he's going to take second place, and does go a bit wide though through turn 2, but I think he got that done, and I think that was just about acceptable. But guys, Stinos is still in the lead of this race. Any conditions, he can do it at the moment, and I think we've certainly found ourselves a little bit of a gem here in LFR.
Huh. I mean, good thing.
Action here. It looks like Big Weir. Sorry, Justin. Big Weir is going to have a look there. Maybe might have a look on Iggy on the inside. And Leclerc. Go on, Justin.
Leclerc is oh, they're still battling. They're still bumping cars. And Leclerc does take the position here. I think it was a little bit aggressive, but gladly nothing drastic came out of that for either.
Oh, it's Tay goes into the back of Big Weir there.
Come to this curse there. Well,
these drivers. Has the rain stopped? Has the rain now?
Is still dropping. No, rain's still coming in from what I can see. I still see a bunch
it's
of
getting
raindrops.
lighter though, isn't it? Or is it getting heavier? It's strange. It looked like it was like almost nothing for a second. Is it raining in certain parts of the track and not?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I've seen it like in some parts. I mean, of course, like when you're under an overpass, it does
dry up a
no
bit.
rain at all. Yeah, but in other parts of it, it does seem to be a lot lighter than others. From what I'm seeing.
Oh, hold on, Big Bird's going on the inside of Iggy, coming off the last turn.
And Dark Stomper's in the pits as well.
Well, and this Tapeaster managed to get past Iggy Combo as well.
Does Iggy have front wing damage? He
Too
does
sure.
on the right side. He's lost the guard on that right side.
Dark Stomper has front wing damage, front wing change for him in the pit stop, and he's going to fall down the order now. He's been having a great race, but unfortunately, he's. But guys, Bugs Bunny is bearing down on Stinos. This may be driver of the season if he gets within that. I was going to say DRS range. Of course, there's no DRS enabled now, but if he gets within striking distance of making an overtake, which he could well do, as we've got another yellow flag and 3-second pens there, and yeah, Boosted's got a time penalty. He's still sticking with it. Fair play to him.
He went straight into the wall. He completely forced himself out of this race by driving into the wall like a daredevil, and that could be a safety car.
Safety car deployed.
The stewards might have to look on that as well, because he did force himself out of this race, and it did cause a safety car. So we might have to check with the stewards after this race to see if he gets any penalty points. But as it stands right now, Bugs Bunny is definitely going to be closing in on that McLaren rear wing now. So anything can happen at this point, guys. Even with all of these penalties, but most of them is only 3 seconds. H-Ball has a 9-second though, but he's near the back of the pack. But he will still get points if he stays in this race.
Yeah, but as we've seen it, Stinos, Apex and Dark Stomper all don't have penalties. They've led quite a clean race up to now.
They have, but I'm kind of curious if anyone's going to come into the pits to take the gamble. Tapeaster's coming into the pits. I don't know if he's going to take the gamble and go on the wets, but it'll be a huge gamble here.
He's going on
Inters
and front wing change.
Oh, and yeah. Iggy is doing the same.
There is a penalty for Bugs Bunny. What is it exactly?
It's a 3-second penalty.
3-second pen. So a lot of the drivers have got penalties. Apex hasn't though, and Apex has clawed himself back into contention here for the win. Potentially.
Still all to play for in the last closing laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. So let's see, everybody is still on the green wall tyre.
It's definitely going to be really interesting. I thought that someone near the back, especially when Iggy and Tapeaster went into the pits, I thought they were going to take some sort of gamble and go with the wets to test them out. But I guess Jeff is constantly saying no, Inters are the best tires at this point. So, I mean, for me personally, I don't trust Jeff, but it looks like these drivers are.
It does look like it's not as wet as it was. I think there was a bit of a peak and now it's calmed down a little bit. I definitely prefer the weather conditions in this F1 game.
Yeah, definitely.
They're far more realistic than they used to be.
I hope they can fix their cautions, especially when people are trying to overtake the safety car. But the only way you can overtake the safety car though, Justin, for future reference, if there's a green light. If not, then you will get disqualified. Well, that explains it.
Yep, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we started off with 19 people, and now we're half of the pack here with 9. Well, just under half.
Yeah, we've had over half the drivers gone. It doesn't look, it's not as bad as it looks though, guys. There was a few drivers who did have an unfortunate sort of glitchy kind of, we're not too sure what happened. Definitely Freedom was one when he came into the pit lane and got disqualified. Iggy Combo has left the session. We need to get him back in prompto, otherwise his AI car will cause an issue.
I will see if I can get him invited right now.
Oh, no.
Is there any numbers?
No.
Nope.
Got it. No, he's still in it, it says.
Oh, strange.
Huh. I found Iggy Combo's cousin, and his name is Piggy Combo. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, could say that again.
I'm not going to though. Let's see. You know what? I think Dark Stomper might still have a chance because one, he doesn't have any penalties, and two, even though his tires are around 4 laps, 5 laps younger to the ones in front of him, later on in this race, something could happen with that tire wear. Well, while we break this silence, everyone that is watching, if you are watching, if you don't want to miss... Oh, hold on! As I said it, Leclerc has spun, and now he's going down the pecking order. He is now going to start in the back of this safety car. Big upset for Leclerc, but he's still going to have a big battle ahead of him. I still think he's going to get some positions ahead. But as I was saying, everyone that is watching, if you don't want to miss any... videos, any content from the Limitless racing coverage, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, make sure that you have the notification bell completely on so you're fully aware every time that we upload. And also, please, if you don't mind, check out the Pointless Point podcast hosted by both Joe and I. As Joe, we're still trying to get into the schedule of when we're posting the podcast, so if you guys don't want to miss out on any of that, make sure you have that notification bell on. And also with the podcast, it will be also on Spotify, and I think it was Apple podcast as well, Joe?
Yeah.
Alright, well, looks like the safety car is now in this lap, and we are ready to restart the Singapore Grand Prix.
And
Stenos has a good...
is away, and he's squirreling on the exit of the final corner. We do get away. Big Weir is now into fourth and under threat from Dark Stomper. He breaks later into turn one, and he demands that space on the outside, but he wasn't given it, and he has to give up the positions. He went off the track. It opens up the door for Tay Pasta to potentially have a move. I said, Lee, in qualifying, Dark Stomper versus Tay Pasta. I wanted it. We've got it. So potentially not, as Tay's rounded into the wall and out.
The commentator's curses has taken over all of these drivers today.
What the fudge?
Close one there.
Dark Stomper looks like he's going to go for a switcheroo at turn 8. He's now going to have the outside line, and he's going to be squeezed to the outside by Big Weir, and then he gets a bit of an issue on the exit, and it leaves Leclerc to have go on his side. He thinks better of it. There's been enough attrition in this race already. We don't need another driver out. Thank you very much.
We might see something on this straight with Apex, Bugs Bunny, and Stenos. Even though they're quite far back. Hold on. Actually, I just got something just hit my head. Leclerc did lose the position there.
Leclerc is yeah, and Leclerc definitely getting the squeeze. I think that was a bit aggressive from Leclerc, seeing this is a street circuit.
Of course, but he was basically the majority of the car ahead, so I say that he was still good to closing that gap.
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to win this Singapore Grand Prix? We're still in these treacherously wet conditions you've seen from Tay Pasta out of the race. 3 of the top 4 have not got penalties. The only man that does is Bugs Bunny, who is on your screen right now, and he has got good pace against Stenos. But is it going to be good enough? We've got Apex, championship leader at the moment. I think he will still maintain that at the end of this race, as his rival Amir Guna is out, and he's going to be gaining more and more of an advantage. His Dark Stomper, though, going to try and take away some of that advantage. No, he doesn't make a move into turn 7, but he's right on that rear light of that Alpha Tower as they come out of turn 8.
And when it comes to these two drivers, they're pretty even, especially when it comes to the battery life. Dark Stomper, he might actually try and see if he can get a move on that straightaway after these quick left-right chicanes, where we unfortunately saw my teammate King David get disqualified. And Apex is going a bit wide, but Dark Stomper is going to get a bit wider, see if he can get a shotgun exit, and we'll see right here if he gets the position.
No DRS, of course, but he has got tow, and he will have some battery to play with, and we're on lap 27, soon to be 28, and you're watching Dark Stomper trying to go for a move, maybe here. No, not just yet. As we come through the section of corners, he might make a move here. That could have been Sorokin and Perez worthy then from 2018, but it was kept nice and clean. As 3/10 chaps separate 5th to sorry, about a second separate 5th to 7th. We'll go back to the fight for the final podium position. Neither of these guys have got penalties, so it's all to play for between these two, as the Dark Stomper is braking later, locking up just a little bit. He's desperately trying to get past, and we've only got a few laps to go.
I think he might get the job done here. Well, not right here, but like in this race, I think Dark Stomper is gonna see if he can get that overtake. I think he might actually do it before this race ends, but the thing is, Apex Finley is amazing when it comes to defending his position. But oh, hold on.
Oh, Leclerc and Big Weir are fighting together. There was almost a, sorry to quote former races, but Grosjean Russell incident there, and there was another squeeze out from Leclerc, and I think Big Weir is not going to be too pleased about that. We're going back to this battle for 3rd place, and chaps, this rain is most certainly slowing down.
Oh, hold on. Stenos might be a little bit struggling here, because he is locking up both front tires almost every single turn that he takes here. So he's got to be very wary of those, well, very aware of those tire wear. A little bit of a tongue twister there. But he only has around 3 laps left in the Singapore Grand Prix to hold on and still keep that gap to Bugs Bunny. But as it stands right now, is Stenos, Bugs Bunny, and then Apex, because Bugs Bunny is a whole 5 seconds ahead of Apex, so those 3-second penalties is good for him. Just hopefully he does not get any more penalties after this.
As we're on lap 29, Dark Stomper is now going to try again round the outside at turn 1. He still keeps his nose in, but Apex is squeezing him off, and as we've seen in races, he looks around the outside at turn 3. These two are going to be fighting wheel to wheel towards turn 5 as they go through the kink of 4, and now into turn 5. He gets the move done. We have a round of applause from Justin. And is there going to be a fight back from Apex? Dark Stomper, who's only reserving, so he's only taking some constructors' points for that Williams team for Vedran, and I'm sure Vedran will be rather happy about that one. Big Weir is struggling in these conditions. H. Bosworth is right on the gearbox and looking to make some form of overtake potentially, but he does have 9 seconds of penalties, so unlikely he's going to be able to keep that position. There's already a gap of a second, or just over a second now, between Dark Stomper and Apex Finley.
For me personally, I think the only thing that we might have to see here is if Dark Stomper catches up to Bugs Bunny, because if you guys remember, Bugs Bunny does have 3 seconds of penalties, and I think he has a few warnings to his name, so he's got to be very aware of his corner cutting here. And I think the next one that he does will be another 3-second penalty, and that would give Dark Stomper second place.
As we're just watching Stinos coming on to lap 30 now to the penultimate lap. So we'll talk about driver of the day, chaps. The three choices for the drivers. For me, Stinos has got to be in that, and I'm going to go with Apex, Finley, and Bugs Bunny for me. I think.
I might have to agree with you here, but...
Oh, saying that, there's... Apex is now moved down. Mr. Leclerc, Charlie Leclerc, as we call him in Monday, is now moved up, but has 6 seconds of penalty, so I think Apex is sort of just let him by there somewhat, I think.
But going back to the top 3 drivers of the day, Lee, what would be your top 3 drivers of the day?
Top 3 today would probably be both Aston Martin. No, can I pick 4? Because it's too tough.
No. No, rules are rules. Apex, remember though, Lee, that's why I picked Apex, because he did fall down to about 15th place towards the start.
To be honest, the ones that I would probably go for, I would say, would be Stinos, Bugs Bunny, and Claire.
Ooh. So I think it's on you, Justin, as we've got Stinos and Bugs Bunny is a definite from the two of us. So it's your choice, I think, Apex or Leclerc for the third vote.
I'm sorry to do this to you guys, but I'm going to have to pick Dark Stomper.
You can't do that. You're getting... Well, there's one or the other now, isn't there? We can't all pick a different one.
It's a tough one. The thing is, for me personally, I wouldn't pick Leclerc because of those time penalties gonna be messing up his race. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go with Apex.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there, but the way that he was, especially at the start of the, before the restart, he climbed what, 7 places within the one lap. You know, so it's, you've got to take that into account as well before the restart. I mean, you've done really well to get back up there from a poor qualifying position. So,
but the thing is, with Apex, he's kept his race super clean.
Yeah.
Being very conservative. He did give a lot of overtakes. Because I remember, as Joe said just earlier, Apex near the beginning of the race was near the back of the grid from the restart, and making his way back up to the top 5. I still think it's a pretty good achievement, but there's only a few turns left in the Singapore Grand Prix.
So we better talk about Stinos, the new man who came in just yesterday into a trial, and I said to Big Weir, I thought this man might be pretty fast in this league, and he's certainly shown that now. The man from the Netherlands, driving the orange car, I'm sure the colour of his choice. He's going to come around the final few corners now, gents, and I'm sorry to say this, I am going to have to steal a now pretty famous quote as he comes around the final 2 corners. It's double Dutch delight for Stinos. He wins 2 races in a row, and he takes the Singapore Grand Prix with Bugs Bunny coming home in second. Does he? Yes. Dark Stomper just with 1/10 in his pocket for Bugs Bunny takes second place with Dark Stomper in third. Apex takes 4th place, and I think Big Weir is going to come home in 6th. H. Bosworth is 7th, and 8th place I think was Iggy, or maybe he's moved up a position with the amount of penalties there, but only 8 drivers finishing this race, but that certainly was, as I said, double Dutch delight, I think, for Stinos there. He certainly marked his authority on LFR and took in 2 race wins and maybe we might have another championship contender now. But can he catch up?
If he keeps it up this way, he definitely has a lot of time, especially near the end, because I think I've seen this guy before in other leagues, and especially if I remember correctly, especially Abu Dhabi, I remember him being super fast, seeing from my experience with him. But yeah, that ends the Singapore Grand Prix with McLaren taking the top position.
Yeah, so we'll go through the final order. Stinios takes the win. This had a second win for him, and just over an hour that race was. That was a long old one. He takes the fastest lap as well, and Bugs Bunny finishes in second. Dark Stomper was third. Fourth for Apex Finley. Leclerc was in fifth. Sixth was Big Weir. Iggy Combo was in seventh. Eighth was H Bosworth. And the start of the forever DNFs in the Singapore Grand Prix. Tay Pasta, Anthony, boosted. Dr. Wolfgang, his fellow countryman. King David was in 13th. 14th for Freedom. Amir Guna was in 15th. Rabbi was in 16th. Trundus was 17th. 18th for Phoenix. And Justin, who's with us now, finished in last place with that disqualification as
I really
well.
wish that you did not say that. I really wish you would just skip over me, like I would just hide in the corner. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, even though I've joined the commentators box midway because of my stupid mistake. But what is our next race actually? What's tomorrow's race on Tuesday?
Hungary.
Hungary. Oh.
I'm not going to forget that one.
So yeah, as I said, got Hungary tomorrow and Tuesday night. That's going to be Justin and Steve, the new duo. Looking forward to that, Justin.
Oh, definitely. Just by having him on our Pointless Point podcast, he was an amazing. Like he knows his stuff about Formula One. He knows a lot of his history with Formula One. So it's going to be very exciting having him in the commentators box with me tomorrow. And I hope he's very excited as well. But we'll just have to wait and see. What about you guys? Aren't you two racing tomorrow?
Yeah, we both are. I'm not a huge fan of Hungary, I've got to be honest, but might do some little bit of practice tonight, potentially get my eye in. Yeah, anyway, so Hungary tomorrow night, and I got to be honest, there was food cooking during the commentary, so I am now hungry. As we're just go through, yeah, Hungary tomorrow night with Justin on Tuesday, and then obviously we'll be back on Sunday for Super Sunday at Austria, one of my favourites. And then of course you want to know about next Monday. Where are we going next Monday, gents? It is it's Hungary as well.
Oh, come on. Let's do the British Grand Prix. Come on, let's just skip over and just do the British Grand Prix. Come on, give it to me.
and then we're gonna have round 9, the British Grand Prix, and then we're gonna have a week off, guys. So we're almost at the halfway point already. That's gone fast.
It has, and it's been an experience. For me personally, it's been a good experience in the commentators box, not on the racetrack.
Anyway, thanks very much, guys, for watching. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video so we want to get to that 150 target by the mid of December. I'm sure we'll be able to do it pretty easily, so I'm being a little bit conservative with my guesses there. Anyway, yeah, it's back tomorrow night, Hungary, for Tuesday night racing, and again on Wednesday. Not sure what track it is though, Justin. SRM. I'm sure you're taking the reins of that on Wednesday night, so make sure to check that one out. And of course Steve is racing in that one. So anyway, thanks very much, guys, for tuning in and watching this really rather chaotic Singapore Grand Prix. It's goodbye from me and from Justin and Lee.